Hello, folks. Welcome to Ajayacharya, a man under progress. This is the day one of my metamorphosis from Ajay to Ajayacharya. So, in the last video, I would have just shared why I'm doing this and what's my objective. So, this is the day one of my progress. So, I just got few points of my journal. So, this is how I log my progress. And as you have known that there are 8 principles that has to be followed, starting with sleep, hydration, nutrition, exercise, meditation, reading, social media, reduce the screen time. The last one is punctuality. So out of all those variables today, and I would seriously consider that this day is a very much productive day compared to the last few weeks. Maybe for 3 weeks, I would say this is a very good start, because I have covered most of the variables in the list. So, and I have also completed some tasks that I have to take HFC forward. Apart from that, today the hydration was good. I meditated for like 10 minutes, and I've read, and I did my exercise today. The diet was good. Comparatively less social media, that I have written the exact word, because I used to doom scroll for the last 2-3 weeks. I would simply say that lying down, and I feel like I don't have any energy left. I literally would feel like just lying down and spending my time doing some unproductive stuffs. But today I was energetic. I felt some good hope, and I could feel that I'm on my track again. I feel so great, especially this is the first day of me quitting smoking. If you ask me that you didn't have any urge, I would simply say reject that. I seriously had the urge, because now the time is 9:33 p.m. So when I was on my way back here, maybe around 9, approximately, to when I reach my home, there is a usual spot where I used to hang out and smoke some cigarettes and have some tea. When I crossed that, there was some pull. I could seriously feel that, but man, I'm so determined that not going to go to that track anymore, because I have so many constructive things to do with my life, and I have serious goals that I have to work on. So not gonna backtrack on that one. So apart from that, 2 things could be improved for me: punctuality and sleep, because yesterday I almost had around 5.5 hours of sleep, and for few appointments, I wouldn't say like majority of the appointments, maybe like 30% of the appointments I was late, but not so much, but like a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But I seriously don't want to do that anymore. Whichever appointment I'm supposed to attend, I have to make sure that I go 5 minutes earlier than the planned time. And for me, sleep, I would always recommend everybody to sleep for at least 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours. But for me, I can't afford that luxury. Even though if I plan a little bit well, I can sleep 7 hours, but I have to get there. Now the maximum time I could enjoy sleeping is 6. I have to be more focused and disciplined and keen on that one, because buddy, I'll tell you, you can do anything, but if your sleep is not sound, you are doomed. You are done. You can't achieve your goals, trust me. It's like literally, even though a car has good radiator system, a cooling system or anything, it has to eventually stop for some time to cool off, right? Cool down. So what happens if you drive a car or bike 2000 kilometers, 3000 kilometers straight? thinking that, oh man, come on, it can go, it has so much of good performance, it will be doomed, right? So that's what we are doing with our body. The problem with our body is it's more durable. It will take the hit again for so long until it says like, man, I'm done. So I would simply say you guys to just sleep more if possible. But for me, I can afford 6 hours of sleep right now. For that, I have to be grateful, and I have to do that maybe starting today itself. So, and apart from that, today I was, on my bike. After completing the gym, I was, moving to my work, going to my work, and I could see some shops, tea shops, and again there were some temptations to go and smoke some cigarettes. But there was a piece of wisdom that struck me deep. That is, how a person is doomed. Victimization. Yes, man. Victimization is the birthplace for escapism. I'll tell you why. Life gives you, some cards, gives us some cards to play. Some people have good cards and they will have some advantage. Some people will be given some, terrible cards. But the best thing that we can do is to deal with what we got and to play and give our best. That's what we can do. Nothing else, man. Because we have to remember that we all are going to die at some point of time. Life here is temporary and we just can try, with what we have. But what we do is we compare with other people and victimize ourselves, saying, yo man, come on, how could he have this much of advantage? If I would have got the same, I could have done well. Look, when victimizing ourselves, we tend to have some self-pity over ourselves, and we want to vent out to our friends, and we want to talk about these stuffs, and we want to have some time, hangout time, and bitching about these kind of thoughts to our friends. The moment we start bitching about our life, man, trust me, that is where the victimization starts. And the victimization from there, escapism manifests. Then if there is a good friend, if you are lucky enough to have a good and a tough, strong friend who wants good things to happen to you, he will say, man, just shut the fuck up, man up. Let's, overcome that. Let's find a way to overcome that. But you know what? Most of the people won't have this kind of support system. The other friend will say like, oh, yo, come on, man. Yeah. And you know what, I got these kind of problems. You know what, let's get some cigarettes, let's light it up, let's go and drink some alcohol, let's go and do some degenerative stuffs. It's a form of escapism, man, I'll tell you. I have done that. Why I was so certain about this one? Because I have done that, man. Every time when I wouldn't say like, oh, I have gone through very terrible tough times, because I know in world people are starving, people are dying out of thirst, war is happening. I should be grateful for what all I have, but yet there are some victimization. I've did it to myself, so that because of that I'm so sure that how this flow will degrade us. So this is what usually happens. So I'll tell you, my friend, just accept what kind of cards the life has given you and deal with it. And the best thing that you could do is your duty, man. That's what the Bhagavad Gita, do your duty. So I haven't read it fully, but I have heard about Krishna saying it again over and over to to the Pandavas. Do your duty, do your dharma, do your duty. What you can do, you can work to improve your life and contribute to the society and community and being useful, man. Okay, so if you can do that, just try doing it. Trying itself is enough, man. Once you try, you will become, once you try and you see some result, you will be confident about yourself, and that will compound. So just try to be constructive instead of doing these escapism shits. Just I'll tell you one thing, just do your duty, man. And another important lesson or realization that I got to know is when I was training, I was hearing some uh, speech of Napoleon Hill. So no, I was hearing some speech of Robert Greene. So that guy who wrote 48 Laws of Power and Mastery and Law of Human Nature. That guy is so amazing and so cool. I'm so impressed by the work that he has done. But he was talking about some other things also. It's about masculinity and stuffs. But I'll tell you, my friend, whether it's a girl or boy who is watching this, I don't know whether you will watch it now, but I'm sure at one point of time you will see this. um, Mastery, man, self mastery, that is the ultimate you know um, goal that a person should have, according to me. He says that if you're masculine, be a man of control. Like channelize your rage, anger into something constructive. If you are pissed off about something, have the balls to just channelize all the energy into something constructive. Just train or do something. He has mentioned about how he used to channelize all his anger into writing, writing the book and stuff. But he was talking about mastery, and I simply wouldn't say that it's not only for men. I would simply say that as a human being, mastering ourselves, our emotions, and understanding what we are, that is the ultimate epitome, of. I mean, that is. I would simply say that that is the purpose of our existence, to master ourselves, so that we know what we are capable of, and we can do something constructive or worthwhile while we live in this planet. So um, these two lessons I've realized today, that is victimization leads to escapism and mastery is the ultimate key. uh, because trust me, man, I'll tell you one thing: you will have the urge to smoke, you will have the urge to drink, and you will have the urge to do all the deconstructive, degenerative stuff. But you choose to stop that and do something worthwhile. That is not an easy choice, because it is hard in this tough environment. People are getting distracted by this mobile phone. And man, I'll tell you one thing. Today I have a friend, his name, he is a cool guy, okay. So he told me that he's a spiritual guy. He has earlier mentioned me that you know what spirituality is, Ajay? And it was like, say his name is Kumar, I'll say. Yes, Kumar, please tell me, please enlighten me. That's what I said. And he said that, who is Ajay? Do you know Ajay? Those are the two important questions that you have to find answer. Once if you find it, you solved spirituality, man. You will understand many things. That's what he said. But most of the times I used to simply think about it randomly but leave it alone. But today, when talking to him, he mentioned one thing that I was talking about my aim of becoming like Bhishma, the man of principles. And he said, yo, no, man, no. Why you should become like Bhishma? You can be Ajay. Be better at being Ajay, man. Understand Ajay. He said, Ajay is so powerful that you can do anything, whatever you want to do. But do you realize that you have that ability? That hit me so hard. That is the thing that I want to share with every one of you. That you could be Anand, Kumar, Anita, you know, uh, whoever you are, man. You could be Ron, John, Andreas, anybody. I'm telling you one thing, that you are so much capable of doing anything that you want, that you could visualize here. But do you realize that you have that much of ability? That is the important question, man. Do you realize that, and can you believe that you have that ability? If you don't do that, if you still not aware of this, my friend, start working on this. Spend some time alone, solitude, and think about this kind of stuff. Because I'll tell you, my friend, as a person, if you can breathe and if you can read, write, talk, and do anything, you are capable of making a big impact in this history, man. Not only you, me, and everybody who is watching this, who is alive. But do we realize that we hold that much of power in our hand? But you know what? We won't realize that we hold that much power because we are constantly consumed by this crap, the mobile phone. So let's try to just stay away from this garbage and try to do something constructive and bring back sanity. I would simply say that. So fourth is at Liber, my friend. So I'm going to focus on improving my sleep and punctuality tomorrow, and let's see what. I'm also excited about tomorrow because I'm sure that after 100th day 100, I'm sure I would be a different person. Um, let's see what I can cook now. Uh, let's see what I can turn myself into. See you, friends. Fortis at Liber. Have a wonderful day. Stay strong.